welcome to another episode of Real Conversation. I'm your host, Nicole Jones.
And I'm Quanta Terry.
And we would like to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. As always, we would like to say hello to my co-host, Quan
What's
over
going on?
there. How you doing,
What's
girl?
going on? Oh, everything is good. How are you?
I'm good, can't complain.
Yeah, looking as beautiful as ever.
Thank you. Period.
You're
As the
welcome.
kids would say. Or
Yeah, little two fingers or whatever.
that part.
Yeah. So what we talking about today, Nicole? What you got?
First of all, I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's a new movie out called Michael. I was excited to see this movie. I could not wait until this movie came out. I am in awe with his nephew Jafar Jackson. He did an excellent job.
Mhm.
You know, as you know, acting as his uncle. But as a person who grew up in that era, girl, when I say it had me like my mouth was open. It was like a whole concert. I've never been to an MJ concert. I wish I did go to an MJ concert because back in the 80s, early 90s, it was like $20. I heard $28.
Mhm.
Man, I would have been there had I known that. Okay, but
$20 is a lot back then, Nicole.
I know, but that's still it was still obtainable, is what I'm trying to say. But
Mhm.
just to see, I mean, we've seen many stories in regards to the Jackson Five and Michael Jackson, but
Yeah.
to see Michael come alive because of Jafar again, it brought my daughter to tears. And she's
Oh.
only 21. Okay. So it was a great movie. I think they all did an amazing job. Um, oh my goodness. Coleman did an amazing job as Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, they all look like the real people. That's the part. The young lady who played Latoya. When I
Mhm.
say the way Latoya looked back in the days, she looked identical to Latoya, which I'm just looking at him and I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't
Mm.
like that Janet wasn't in it. Um, the people, the new the younger crowd who don't know anything about the Jackson family,
Mhm.
they're not going to know that Michael had three sisters, which is kind of crazy because he has an older sister named Rebe and he has a younger brother named Randy. Rebe, Randy, and Janet were not in this movie, and
Oh
I don't
wow.
right. Yeah, I heard that. I know, guys. I'm just talking. I'm just so excited about this movie. I want to see it again. That's how good it is. I did not like that Dinah Ross is not in the movie. They did have a person playing her, but apparently Dinah Ross got her legal team involved because she didn't want her part being played. Because as we all know, and if you didn't know, Michael was groomed by Diana Ross. They literally had a relationship. I remember back in the days it being like a little, hearsay. But yeah, there are recordings of Michael talking to his friend Glenda. Glenda's husband was jealous of those two relationships, and he thought that they were actually having an affair when they were actually just really friends.
Yeah. Okay.
So you heard about that, right?
No, like these are things that are new to me. I haven't followed the Michael story. But I mean, and I haven't seen the movie either, so please don't reveal too much of the movie. We don't even know how many people have seen it that watch us, so we want to make sure that we're not
Well,
um
I did not. I did not. I
okay.
stopped talking about the movie. This
Okay.
part that I'm talking about is not even in the movie. This is actual recordings of Michael and Glenda having conversations, and they're talking about Dinah Ross on one of those recordings.
On those recordings. Okay.
Yes, her
All right.
Glenda's son actually sold the recordings to the tabloids
Always about money, I'm telling you.
when he got a hold on it. But yeah, so it's basically, talking about Donna Ross, how hurt he was. Dirty Diana is about Donna Ross, which we knew, but we wasn't really sure. And then someone was like, "Oh no, it's not about Diana Ross." It really is about Diana Ross,
So,
because Diana Ross basically dealt with people like, in bands and stuff like that. She dealt with Lionel Richie. She dealt any if you remember, there was an award ceremony. Diana Ross was up on the stage, you know, announcing him. It was an award for Michael Jackson. Lionel Richie was also on stage, but they kept going back to Michael Jackson, and the facial expression that he had on his face changed when she gave Lionel Richie a hug.
mm.
I was like, this is crazy, because
Ooh,
it
let me
was,
find out Michael was jelly.
yes, because that was his girl.
Yeah.
That was his actual girl. Like he had a real, he was head over heels over her. Michael passed when he was 50.
Okay.
For 40, I think they said 40 years out of his life, he was in love with Diana Ross.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's another story. And I guess, she didn't want her part to be in there because it may, it probably uncover or some old wounds there. So they would
Old
probably
wounds.
resurface.
I
So,
don't think it would have been old wounds. It would have showed that she started dealing with Michael when he was extremely young.
and old wounds for her because she probably, if she had the chance, maybe she would have done it a little bit differently, and then it's something like, now is public opinion. Now you're going to have so many people chiming in to that part of her life that is supposed to have been over and done with. So you just kind of, it's a lot of things resurfacing when you start to go back into the past. So some people choose to move forward.
That's true. But I also would say this too. It was a different time. Things happened. It was a different era. Like, a lot of things that happened back then is frowned upon right now. So
Mm.
I get it. But if you're gonna tell the story, I think you gotta, like, there's a lot of things that can't be left out. Like major things. So,
I mean, people
but
do it every day.
overall, hmm?
People do it every day.
This
They
is
owe
true. But
they omit major parts of their lives, because they
when
don't
you
want.
see it, because you also lived it, you know, when you see it, you understand what I mean when I say that.
All right. Well, according to Nicole, you got to go see. And is it called Michael? Or is it called MJ?
Michael, it's called Michael.
All right. So when you make sure you go see Michael, she says she's raving about it, as you can hear and see. So go ahead and see it. It's still in theaters at this time, and my daughter told me she went to go see it as well, and she was in there bawling. So, bring some tissue if you need to.
It's either you're gonna want to dance or you're gonna want to cry. It's a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
emotional movie, but it's really, really good. It's worth going to the theaters for.
Yeah, I had a friend said that she was in there singing all the songs.
Yep.
She's a singer too, so she was just like, I was the only one in there. Like, I said, girl, it's a movie theater. Like, we don't pay $22 for you to be given to hear your karaoke, ma'am. She was like,
Well,
they was dry. I said, it's a movie theater, not a concert. Okay. She
and
was at.
like, I have T-Mobile, and those
Mhm.
of us who have T-Mobile, we were able to buy the tickets for $5 because I went to Amex Theater, and them
Mhm.
tickets were $32.
IMAX. You went to
Yep.
IMAX theater?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Listen, it is what it is. Potato,
Okay.
potato. That's what it was, though.
Went to
IMAX
IMAX. Okay.
Theater.
Because I was like, they got something new out there? Like, I want to make
Listen,
sure. What's going on
listen.
here?
I didn't even know the difference, to be honest. To me, it's a movie. It's a movie
Right.
theater. I'm going to
Mhm.
the theater. I'm buying a ticket. I'm like, why is it $32?
Crazy.
Don't even know why is this much, but my ticket was only $5 because of T-Mobile. Thank you, T-Mobile. We appreciate you.
All right. Little shameless plug there. Hey, T-Mobile. All right. So again, go see MJ or go see Michael. It's a good movie.
Mhm.
Another thing that we did not really talk about last week, and it had come out, but I totally forgot to talk about it. So that's that. But it was Meg the Stallion and Clay Thompson breaking up. From what I understand, it was due to him cheating. So I haven't really seen anything that he has come out and said it's all just, her.
Hmm.
And, of course, saying that she's moving on with her life and stuff like that. So I don't know, Nicole, have you seen anything, any updates on that at all?
No, I'm not, I don't have too much on this particular situation. I've only seen the post where it stated that they broke up, that she's moved on. She didn't say anything bad about him, but I did hear that he did cheat. I did hear that part, and that's it. So that's all I know about that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, you haven't heard anything come from him at all. But she didn't speak bad about him, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, saying that I feel like because they're such high profile figures, all she had to say, is we decided to move forward. We decided to sever ties and go our separate ways. Saying that he was cheating and all that stuff, I feel is putting him in the line of fire.
I didn't hear her
Um,
say that. Someone else said that he was cheating.
she put, I believe there was a quote that she said, and I can't find it. I can't even look for it right now, but I believe she's the one that like kind of hinted at that's what he was doing. And there
Okay.
just was a lot of back and forth in the relationship, and she chose to move forward. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that is a perfect example, and we've seen it time and time again, that all that glitters isn't gold. Because just a few weeks ago, few weeks prior, they were out on dates and they were doing so many different things, and then for this split to happen, it's like, whoa, hey, where'd that come from? In reality, it was brewing, and people have to save face in a lot of things. They're
Right.
like, all right, let's try to work this out. Let's do this and do that. And I saw some people online like, oh my gosh, if Meg Thee Stallion getting cheated on, there's no hope for me.
Oh,
I'm like, she's a woman. She's a human being.
at the end of the day,
At
yeah,
the end of the day, she a human being with some money, and you don't know how these people are behind the scenes, right? You don't know, they suffer, they struggle just as we do, but there is just the difference is that their business is posted for everyone to see. So it's
right.
hard to actually deal with that in the media. But it is what it is. I wish both of them the best. Hopefully, I would tell her, like, when you're talking about cheating and stuff like that, it's like, hey, listen, that trust is broken already. It's hard to come back from someone cheating on you, and you moving forward with trust and that love that once was. It's hard. So
I do think that because clearly everyone is different.
mm,
For some people, that's a done deal. For others, you can get through it. So
mhm,
if I do believe that if the person was honest with you about it, like if you let's say I'm sitting here and I'm asking you a question, and you withhold that truth, then that means I can't trust you because you lied. But if I asked you and you came out and you said XYZ, XYZ, like I know that I can get through it because you told me the truth. That means I can trust your word. And then you gotta allow me to get through the like whatever that, whatever's going on, so I can do what I gotta do. But I know that if we can get past that, if I can get past that, then we can get past it and we can move on. But
yeah.
to each his own.
Yeah, I have a different take on that, because if I had to
Okay.
ask you, I have a problem with that.
Well, I was just using it as an example.
I'm just saying.
So
So
yeah, yeah.
that example, if I have to ask you, then I have a problem with that. I have a problem with you doing things behind my back. I would rather you tell me, hey, listen, this is not working out for me. I think we need to take a break. And
Hmm.
I'm cool with that. But if I have to ask you, um if you're cheating on me, and you're like, oh yeah, you've already broken my trust, because you are smiling in my face, you're talking to me every day, you're doing this and doing that, and but you're out there entertaining other people. I
Hmm.
have a problem with that. So,
Absolutely.
but either way, more power to them. Those rich people problems over there. And but hopefully, I wish them both the best in everything that they do going forward.
So moving right along. Okay, guys, we got an amazing show for you guys tonight. So we're talking about 90-day rules, put out or hold out.
Mm.
So, so 3 months, 90 days, no sex. It is a strategy for finding real love, or just a test that sets people up so far to fail. I'm sorry. Today we're talking about the 90-day rule, who it works for, who it doesn't, and what it really says about your dating standards.
Okay. All right. What you thinking, Nicole? 90-day rule. Is it effective?
I think you can do that. I think if you sit there and try to get to know a person and try not to move too fast and incorporate having sex with that person. I mean, it's very possible. And to each his own. Some and who it's not working for, who doesn't like want to wait to have sex, then that's not the person for you. Just cut your losses and move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Um, I feel like I guess it depends on the individual. And I don't remember Steve Harvey had that act like a lady, think like a man or something like that,
Hmm.
where he said, wait the 90 days so you can get to know someone, and see if you guys are vibrational match, and making sure that you're basically compatible, right?
Hmm.
And there's some truth to that, but I also feel like you can wait the 90 days and have sex with someone and then get ghosted.
Yep.
And then and then I also know that you could have sex on the first date and y'all be in a healthy, happy relationship.
That too.
So I guess it just depends on, the situation or the person, right? What to look for at times when, you are getting to know someone. What I do agree with I think a lot of people are saying is that sex does complicate things, and
Hmm.
it forms an attachment, right? It forms an attachment, and you in and out, like emotions are involved, and it's just a lot. So if you can,
Because it forms an emotional connection. You want to
yes,
form an emotional connection.
exactly.
Mhm.
So if you want to of course get to know that person on a different level, more so than sexual, to make sure that you're compatible. I mean, it's gonna happen, it happens. It happens to the best of us, right? Like, oh dang, oh my goodness, and he is so handsome and she is so beautiful, and then you
Mhm.
end up falling for that, and then once down the line, you're like, oh my God, I don't like this person. Like, I don't like their character. I don't like,
Yeah.
I don't me and this person don't vibe well. Maybe on a sexual level you're there, but then after that, that fizzles out, because guess what? You can't base it on sex, right? Because when we all get old, something's gonna stop working. Okay.
That part. That part right
Or
there.
so we can't base it on that. We have to base it on a genuine connection with that person, whether or not you want to be around them, whether you like them. Because I feel like, yeah, love is there, but you got to actually like the person that you love too.
Mhm.
It's like I've seen people not even like their partners, and then and it becomes a chore to have sex with them,
That's
to
horrible.
go out on dates, to go out with them, period.
Mhm.
I've seen that. So while I think that this 90-day rule is beneficial in a lot of ways, I don't think that we should put it to every single relationship. That's just
Yeah,
me.
it doesn't fall under every category. Every situation is different. Chemistry matters. Um, knowing someone's intentions. That all that matters. Like self-respect matters, and
Yes.
you need to like you can go on a date with somebody and be so head over heels for that person that it just happens, and that's okay.
Yeah.
um and it's not saying that if it doesn't happen that way, that that's not okay, that's also okay. You know, it's just, being able to filter out, people who have bad intentions towards you, is
Yeah.
getting to know who that person, inside and out. It's just different, being able to, I think, if you're speaking to the person, if you're, you guys go out, and it doesn't mean that he has to spend like this crazy amount of money on you just for you to have a good time. That's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to build an emotional intimacy, first. So in order to do that, that's not sex based, that's you getting to know who that person is, getting to understand who they are, um you being able to completely listen to what they're saying. It's like, I think we spoke about this previously, about on a few of our shows, where we say, how when you sit there and you're listening to a person, the person, it's like saying, this person is sitting there saying they like something, and then you go and buy it for them. You're
Mm-hmm.
listening, or you heard that, their favorite cereal is Captain Crunch, and you're heading over there, and you're in the store, and you see, hey, let me bring this over here. It's just, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how much it costs. It's just the intentions about it. It's just you're showing that you thought about me. It's you showing me that you heard what it is that I was speaking about, and to me, that matters.
It does. It's the little things, right?
Yeah,
It's the little things. I had someone who actually, like, once I told this individual, what I absolutely love, like, I absolutely love these candies, or I absolutely love this. So every time that I would go out, it was like, oh, hey, look what I got. Like, ooh, thank you.
I remember that.
Like, thank you for thinking of me, because you thought of me, right? I was on your
That
mind, and I
matters.
appreciated that.
Yeah.
But um I like what your picture says. It says the power of patience, standards, and self-control in dating. I think it's important. And we could talk about the 90-day rule, absolutely, but even past that 90 days, having your standards, having self-control, because self-control is important in relationships. You're going to see 100,000 beautiful women every single day. You're
Yeah.
going to be working with beautiful women. You're going to be working with handsome men, people who pique your interest, right? You're going to see that. And this allows, having that self-control and not adding sex in it, allows for you to see if you can be with one person, or I don't even know how I could put it. It allows you to see whether or not you can maintain control of your sexual energy, right? Because some people can't even go a week without it,
Right.
right? So this allows you to be in control of your sexual energy, and not share it with anyone else until you know that this is okay, that you can move forward. But again, you know, this it doesn't stop you from getting ghosted. It doesn't stop you from getting left, but it does provide you with a sense of, okay, I understand this. You maybe have a better understanding of the person after 90 days. I mean, that's my thought.
I think, someone serious will show up whether it's 10 days or 90 days. It shouldn't matter if sex is, a part of it or not. If
Mm-hmm.
you really like a person, if you really want to, get to know that person, sex shouldn't be a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and opposite that, it's this a night holding out for 90 days does not help you avoid bad long-term relationships.
No.
you know so it's really it's really based upon your feelings, your actions, and then that other person that you're with, you guys have to agree on things. So I think there's a communications to it, right? Because it's like, what if you
Mhm.
guys both agree to, okay, we're going to wait this 90 days, we're going to see what it is, and da da da, and if he's in agreement with it, or she's in agreement with it, then you can move forward. But again, I've seen people like, hey, listen, I waited my 90 days. It wasn't that great. I got to go, right? Like
But
it.
what I love about it though, like you know how when these guys be out here love bombing, love bombing, they sit up there and inconsistent communication. Like you ain't gotta go through none of that. None of that. It's not gonna feel the same as if you gave away your cookies and now he's ghosting, or now I'm sending a text and he going to sit there and not respond. I heard Nia Long just say she doesn't like the way the dating scene is now. And I
Mm,
can, I get what she's saying in regards to it, because I see a lot of stupidness going on right now in the dating scene.
yeah.
And the one thing she said was, if I text you and you take a whole day to respond back to me, oh, we done. I don't want to see you no more. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do nothing. Because to take a whole day for you to reach back out to me, that's ridiculous.
Hmm.
And she's right. Like, you're showing when a person, it doesn't matter if it's a man doing it to a woman or a woman doing it to a man, it's wrong. Even
Hmm.
if you're busy or whatever the case may be, it is okay to sit there and be like, hey, is everything okay? They say it's okay. I'm a little, I'm in the middle of something right now. I hit you back.
Yeah, yeah. Just acknowledge that
Yes.
you've seen my texts, and let me know what it is. So I'm not expecting a swift response or a long conversation. Hey, listen, is everything okay? I'm so sorry, I'm busy. I'll hit you back or something like that.
Or
And she's right.
if, like, let's say if you send something or whatever the case may be, and you can't talk right now, you can't be on it that long. Just saying what it is that we just said. Send an emoji.
Yeah, yeah,
We understand you're busy. It is okay to be. I'm busy too.
yeah,
You know, but when you're acknowledging, you know, what it is that I sent you, it's like, okay, a
yeah,
little giddy, and you keep it pushing
yeah,
until you guys speak again. I'm just, So when I heard her say that, and I was like, you are absolutely right,
yeah.
Miss Long.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much stuff going on it. But as far as the 90-day rule, I feel like I'm okay with people needing time
Yes.
to get to know each other with me. Hey, listen, I just want to get to know you. Okay, cool. Let's get to know one another. Would I put a time limit on it? No, I would not. Um, because sometimes the time limit is like, okay, what if I did not get to know you in those 90 days and I'm still not feeling comfortable with putting out? Then it's like you might, you never know. The other person is expecting it or whatever else. So it puts a lot of pressure on you. So it's like, listen, let's just get to know one another and let it flow in the way it needs to flow. 90-day rule, 90, 60 days, 120 days, whatever it is, but let's flow and let's just allow us to vibe out and flow with one another and see where it goes,
I mean, you don't have to sit there and say that it's 90 days. You can just say, hey, I just want to, you know, take it a little easy, take it slow, let's see where this leads us. It don't
Yeah,
have to be. And if the guy or girl is pushing you to have sex, then that's not your person, because your
right.
person is not going to sit there and rush you to do anything that you don't want to do.
Correct, correct. Absolutely. Yeah, you're 100% correct on that. So 90-day rule, whether you put out or hold out is up to you. Just make sure you're getting to know the person. Make sure that that person is somebody that you would even want to lay down with and be intimate with after, conversation and things of that nature. So it's going to depend on you. So we thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. Again, I'm Quana Terry, and you can find us every Thursday night on YouTube,
And
8 p.m.
and
Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And then my other co-host over here up there. What's her name? What's your name?
she almost forgot about me, but I'm Nicole Jones, and you can find us on Facebook at Real Conversations 2021.
Yes, and you can find us on YouTube at real underscore combos underscore podcast. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.